No, my real name, my new name is like $1 billion name, but this is my money. Hi guys, oh my god, I'm going to invite Dami right away so that we start off the show. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are doing amazing. My guest Oluwa Damilola is coming on. My guest sister. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just excited. Like the ginger inside of my spirit is catching up. It's catching fire. Catching fire. Holy Ghost fire. Oh my god, Dami, I have should I not say should I not lie to myself that I have miswa you? You don't understand.
So how can I do this thing without?
That's true though. So we have to reduce our volume on one. Yes, can you still hear me?
I
So
can hear
reduce
you.
your volume on Instagram. So think they can still hear us. But y'all on Instagram, y'all should go on my link is in my bio on my YouTube channel. Y'all should come on. Oh, come and see the new and improved
Wait,
Friday
so
night.
let's not get this is not our real YouTube channel. So you still
This is
have we
not a
still
real
need
YouTube
to
channel, but this is our new improved look. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish it. So if you're on Instagram right now and you want to see the new improved look of Friday Night Gist, y'all should come on the YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is still being authenticated right now because we we authenticated like past 8, so it takes 24 hours for it to come on. So we're still like right on, but right now we're just going to be using my page for today. But moving forward, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Aanu Dami. Yeah, Shay Farino, I subscribe to your channel. Oh, we celebrate every one of you. God bless you. Please join in. We're waiting for all of y'all. We are so excited to have every one of you here. We are grateful to every one of you for consistently supporting. I'm always saying that it's very important for us to like always say that almost every week that we are grateful. Y'all don't know how much we've been off since let's say, oh, sorry, the echo is strong, so that means we have to, yeah, so maybe someone has to mute this.
So I should let me reduce my volume. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's wait.
But
Can
can
everybody
someone
still
verify
hear
that they
me like
can
this?
hear me on YouTube?
Can everybody still hear me? Can you hear me on Instagram? Okay, so you can follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on YouTube, or you can watch us live right now so that we can focus on one part, I think. um so let's start, Dami. I think we're good to go. Can you hear me on Instagram?
Yeah, but okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we're good. We're good. Yay! Hi, people. Hi, people. I'm super excited to have one of you here. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys.
Okay, wait, before you have said that a million times. Now let's get to it. What
Okay.
has been happening? Where did you go to? What happened? Where have
Okay.
you
So guys.
been?
Okay. So guys, let's start from the top. So YouTube is not live. That's weird because it's
No, no, no. I think she's checking the page. Our
oh,
page.
so check Anu Adedire. Sorry, I'm so sorry, guys. Once they authenticate our page, we're gonna be live next week. I promise you. This is on me. Take it on me. Take it like it's me that caused it. Okay, I'm still getting some feedback. Can you hear me? Okay, I think I'm seeing some feedback. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's start with welcome back. So we welcomed everyone back on the show. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being there for us. Um for updates. So let me tell you what happened. So
Mhm.
so let me confess. Once
Well, listening. Tell us what happened.
I'm coming. I want to see the comments live though. So what's going on? Let me tell you what happened. So normally once a year I always go off social media, and this is like intentional to detox. You know, when we are doing all this business that we are doing, we always have so much stuff. And let me tell you, big kudos to like Dami and a whole lot of content creators like worldwide. It is not easy. Do you know that I was glad, like I seeing our comments on YouTube. So, to be very sincere, it's not easy to sit down and create content, guys. It is not beans, it is not rice. So, for me not to create content for a full month, I was glad. You know that song, He Has Made Me Glad? That's me. I was so happy because everything was just relaxing. I didn't have to see any updates. I didn't have to know what was going. I didn't have to know anything. So I went off. I intentionally chose August. So after my last show in July for my personal show, which is Life Matters with Anu Adedire, I intentionally went on a break just because I wanted to, like, maybe kind of just detox and all that. So I did that intentionally. So that August I was already heavy. So I'd been heavy since. And when I mean heavy, I mean I was pregnant.
Because
So
that's what I'm saying. That what do you mean by is it? Did it happen in like the Bible? What happened? Because a lot of people are like, Anu was pregnant.
yes, so for most people they didn't know, and because of the COVID, people didn't come to church that much. For those that were like in Edmonton area, so we didn't have any reason to like see each other. When I'm on the show, I'm always like my neck to my face up. But people that like had known my face before, they're always like, "Ah, this girl's nose is big. This girl's neck is black. This girl," you get. So it was everybody's like pointing out clues, but they didn't say anything. And to be very sincere, I want to actually first say that I actually want to clap for my friends, Dami, Shay, a whole lot of my friends that knew. And even though we have shows, they will like they wouldn't say anything. I felt like it was a personal journey that I wanted to enjoy. And I really celebrate the fact that they didn't like throw it in my face. And you know, how some people cannot, they will not just let you enjoy your privacy for 1 minute. I am super grateful for like, the kind of friends that I have, that they really, really respected the fact that we said, let's do it, let's shock people. And we shock, we shocked people because it was such an amazing journey. So I gave birth August, the 23rd of August on a Sunday, and it was such an awesome experience, guys. Like,
Now you guys know why I call myself Mommy Regina.
now you
That's,
understand me, no, mommy
but
Regina.
this is why I'm Mommy Regina. So please, new name alert.
New name
Dami
alert,
Mommy
name alert, name
Regina.
alert. So yes, it was such an amazing process. It was such a great journey. So I'm little by little I'm unleashing. So like just like how you're going to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, I'll be sharing my journey, the process and all that on my YouTube channel. So watch out, guys. The place I was shouting, please give me epidural. Please give me. People say they always have menstrual pain. It's not even like quarter to close. It's not towards the, like, nah, guys. Like, it's not, you can't measure it. You can't, nah, it's
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 not
not,
comparable.
nah. But the joy, so yeah, that's my big update. It was such a quick, and the good thing that God helped me to do was it was quick. Everything happened within 4 or 5 hours, like everything from getting to the hospital to giving birth, which
No
takes,
joke.
I'm serious. I got there
You know why? Let me tell you why it was, because I remember when you sent us a text message and you were like, I'm going into labor. And like it was on a Sunday at like 1. And by 5, you said you're giving birth. I was like,
no, I sent you the message around to
I'm like,
3.
did you just fart and the baby came out?
So I got admitted to 3, and by to 8, like, and they were like, I don't understand. And there's so many things to it that I can't explain, because it was just God. To be very sincere with you, because even the nurses were like, first time moms don't like, they take time, like they did this, and they were really close to, like, to be very sincere, I really wanted to take the epidural. Like, I just wanted that pain to go away. But funny enough, when
Oh,
I
you
heard,
didn't take epidural?
no, it was natural. It was Hebrew woman style.
Are you insane?
Guys, I'll give you all these gist on the channel. I can't. We start today. We won't leave here.
Are you serious? Like you didn't take? Me, I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I don't have anything. Any drug, just just be. Once I get to hospital, they should just pump me with. I just really want to fat and my baby comes out. That's it.
My
What?
sister, my sister, my sister, my sister.
No, so me too. Me too. I'm so allergic to pain. Honestly, like I know seriously, it's
So,
one
so
of my greatest fears.
let me tell you why. At the end of the day, just put everything to God's. Dami, if we start this talk, because I've seen people that have done that and still the water didn't break, and at the end of the day, after laboring for days, they still have to do CS for them. So at the end of
Anyway,
the day, you just thank God for your own. You enjoy the process. One thing I was also grateful for is that I didn't had weight. Like, I can tell you that when I knew I was pregnant, I was 101 kg. When I gave birth, when I was about to enter into labor room, I was 108 kg. By the time I gave birth, I was 102 kg. Like, I didn't like. That's what I said. For me, the process was different. Like, everybody says
and then
different
let's
things.
bottle this thing that you use now.
Yes,
Let's
that's what I'm
bottle it
saying.
and start be
This
selling it.
content we are dashing people. Let's
No,
not come and watch it.
no, that's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying that this grace that you have, this anointing, let's let's be selling this. Wow, are you serious?
No, it was God though. It was God. It was God. Like, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for prayers because everybody said the same thing. Like, I'm grateful for prayers. Everybody said the same thing across board. The confirmation was first Pacific's prayers, then Pastor King's. Like, everybody said the same thing. Like, everybody said the same thing, and I'm like, it is
Oh,
finished. No, so I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to God. But
so
let's go to the
congratulations, we have a new mommy in the house.
so
Woo!
we have a Friday night gist baby.
We have a
So
Friday
if
night this baby.
yes, so
And you guys, you know what's
the
funny?
show, if during the show, we are taking breaks or we are hearing, "Eh, eh," don't be a lot, don't be amazed. Like, she has a seat in the office right now.
Oh, and you
There's
know
no
what's fun? You know
problem.
what's fun? Please let me tell them. Let me talk. Every time we will talk for Friday night gist, because she knows the sound of our mommy Regina's voice, she'll be kicking.
Oh
Ah,
yeah, guys, let me tell you. Oh my God, Dami was the worst. This Dami was the Dami was the worst. Every time I was always on the show, guys, I was going through pain because once Dami's talking to me, because me and Dami talk, me, Dami, Shay, we always talk like every week, right? She's kicking, like heavy kicking, and I'm like, Dami, we can't be doing.
she knows the voice of our real mama. She knows the voice of our real mama.
Oh my God,
So
it was really scary.
congratulations once more.
Thank you,
Me,
thank you.
I don't have any interesting updates like Anu. I think Anu, there's an echo coming from your end.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, there's an
Can you hear me
echo.
again?
No.
Okay. Can you hear me
Anyways,
now?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so for me, there's nothing new.
Don't mind Dami. See,
There's
Dami is now international podcaster. Please don't cover God's
thank
blessing.
God.
Let's put it out
Um,
there.
I mean, you just had a baby. That was a lot more exciting. Um,
Everything's exciting, my darling. Everything.
I mean, my last podcast, my own personal podcast, did really, really well. And I'm planning a season two. Just that, actually, I was supposed to come begin September 21st, but I had to get on a project urgently, and so I moved that. So that's still coming, but I'm just so grateful because there's so much recognition. There's this echo. I don't know why
Yeah, I'm getting from your end.
from my end.
Yeah. Someone on YouTube is saying, "What?" And yes,
Yeah,
so
so I mean,
Dami is now
there's that.
international.
I've
Let's
also had an opportunity to work with some brands. It's been an interesting experience. Um, I've done
yes, from Dami's end. It's from Dami's end. Dami is the echo
from my
queen.
end.
Echoing
Please,
your
what did
phone.
you do? Okay.
I lowered the volume and I kind of muted and I kind of plugged in my mic into the phone for myself though. Yes. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Because
guys.
if I reduce the volume, is it better?
Yeah, yeah, we can still hear you.
Okay, then
We
me, I
can
can't.
hear you either way. Can
Okay,
everybody hear Dami on Instagram? If you can, that's good. So yeah, Dami has been work as I first had a first interview with CBC News, and now she's being recognized, which is very great because one of the things that I remembered towards the end of when I was writing the what they call it um what they call this thing when I was typing our kind of thing today, right? I wrote we're kingdom influencers, and I remember that was one of the things that we really wanted to do when we started this conversation, where we influence the world. The world isn't just gonna influence us. We are going to make sure that our light shines to the world, and which is very key. So, great job to Dami. So
yes,
yeah,
so and yes, I have one major update. I want to first of all say thank you. I'm not sure I'm allowed to mention the person's name, but someone actually got me a new phone. One of our listeners
wow,
actually got me a new phone, and that's why can't you see
you have
how
upgraded.
I just want to say thank you. I really, really appreciate all of you guys that have shown support in so many ways. Like sometimes this last week has been a struggle for me. Sometimes as creatives, we have like this creative block, and
True.
God just uses different people to just send me messages to encourage me, to check up on me. And so I'm grateful for every one of you. This is pretty much family to me. It
Mm.
means a lot to me. It's beyond, the feferities of it. I just want to say thank you. So now, hey, see this babe, you are finished. You are finished.
You,
Now
you,
we
you
are big babes.
what happened?
Okay,
So,
so
guys, we want to talk about the new setup, the new platform. So, we'll talk about that for about 5 minutes before we go on the general news updates and stuff that we want to share with you. So we're now using a new platform where we can invite participants. So we can invite you to come on the show. You can come, like, instead of you just typing, for those that always type long, you can now come on the show with us. So like I said, because of the old on the account right now, we're supposed to use our Aanu and Dami accounts, a YouTube channel for this. But very soon, by our next show, we'll be able to use that platform so that you'll be able to like access it. But right now, if you want to access what we are doing right now, our YouTube channel is there. My YouTube channel, the link is in my bio. But if you want to be a participant, just send us a DM, and immediately we're going to send you a link that you can join us and come in as a guest, speak with us. And like I showed you, the page is very nice. Let me just give you a flip back from Instagram so that you understand our setup. This is what we look like right now. Um,
eh, eh,
Yes, it's what
eh,
we look like. And I don't want you to miss out on this. So you're just going to be coming in as a participant, basically, on the show, or as a guest participant, and you're going to be sharing whatever it is you want to share with us. So please, if you want to do that, you can give us a DM before the following week so that we know how many people want to come on and join the conversation. Number two, we're doing better with our publicity also. So we're not just be posting on Friday. We'll make sure that we're in your faces on our Insta stories, on our WhatsApp stories, and from Thursday you continue to see us also be in your faces. The reason why we post on Friday morning is just because we have other things that we scheduled on our own personal platforms, right? So Friday night just brings everything together for both of us to have the same thing on our pages on Friday. So if you still see the post just on Friday on our pages, you understand that we've been posting all through the week, all through our Insta story, WhatsApp story, Facebook story, and all that. And once it's Friday, you're gonna see what we're talking about. But if you want to like send us a message, if you want to support us, cash kind connections, brands, if you want to promote your brand, you just send us a detailed email, fridaynightgist@gmail.com, and we're going to send you a reply once we get it. We don't waste time. We're not dulling people. We don't dull ours there. We don't do that. We
That's
don't.
why when money is involved. That's
When
why.
the influencing the kingdom is involved, right? So please, 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 and please, let's do that. And shout out to our number ones. We are seeing all of them here. We don't want to be mentioning names, but thank you very much. Y'all are amazing brothers and sisters for supporting us. God bless you, real good.
So I was actually going to add this to that, especially when when all those times that we're having heated conversations and everyone is all talking, this is actually good. You can actually come in on YouTube. We'll see your face. If you don't want to see your face, you turn off your camera,
Yeah.
and that way we can actually have a conversation. And then okay, I think someone is saying I have there's a feedback. We'll try and resolve that. I really don't know what the problem is. I've
Oh,
muted.
that was when we're still saying that,
Oh,
and I
okay,
think it's
okay.
better now.
Yeah, so we can always do that. Anyways, let's go to the gist for today. First of all, I have a question. Did you watch the US debate?
My husband was like, I don't know how you sat down throughout this thing.
I don't know how you sat down. I
Cause guys, it was just a sham. It was a shame. It was like two children abusing each other.
So nobody won the debate,
Left to me, the one person just behaved sane than the other.
but they were both same. One was just more sane than the other.
So let me try and so let's say Chinamso is more beautiful than Sheyi. You start the conversation.
So say that again.
Chinamso is more beautiful than Sheyi. You
Yeah,
you make that statement and start a conversation from that.
Chinam says
So
more.
why would you say that that was how the debate was?
I don't know what you
So
people.
when did you that is exact how I'm doing is what the debate was all about.
But you know what? I don't know what you people were expecting. To be honest, honestly, I don't know what you people were expecting. And I was telling, I think I was telling Shay this that I'm having a hard time understanding Trump as the will of God for the USA. And so that's why it's been a bit difficult because a lot of in the Christian community
Mhm.
they say he's like I mean with Jerusalem sorry with what has been going on in Israel and some things happening a lot of
Someone said, okay, said I tried watching and it didn't last 1 minute.
like I didn't even watch it at all.
I went all through. I went
I
all through.
I didn't watch it, and the funny thing is, which is very telling for me because for someone like me that has always been in like I
Me
love
and me and Chinam
politics.
still
What?
were on it back and forth throughout.
No, no, no. I couldn't watch. I knew what was going to happen. I knew that Trump is going to do everything to deflect.
Yeah.
Nothing about policy will be said. It was just going to be a complete waste of time, and I was right. So
No,
as I
but,
was
but
saying,
I didn't really tried. He really tried to like bring it back to the conversation. At some point the moderator is like, should we switch seats? He had to tell Trump that. Because it was such a hot mess that even when the moderator was talking, Trump will like slash him down. And that one had to say, should we exchange it? And at some point, it was like, he wanted to reply, and he's like, Mr. President, it's a rhetorical question. And I'm like, I was done. Like, I was done. I'm like, what? Like, what? No,
like, nah.
Trump didn't try. Trump didn't try. I can't lie to
So
you.
so really back to what I was saying, like it's really hard for me to understand Trump as the will of God because I'm like, is this really how like God wants to be represented? And so it's one of the reasons why I try not to even comment on some of the things that happened, because I just can't understand it that a lot of times the Christian community like are so behind him with everything that is going on,
Okay, so
telling
Chima
lies.
said it wasn't this bad with Clinton, so I hoped it will be the wave, will be on that wavelength. But the energy was worse. It was. It was such a terrible. It was such a terrible thing. It was so terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah, because he had to come, and I don't blame him, because what would you do with someone like that? He had to be defensive.
Yeah, and which, to be very sincere, Joy, I actually felt that way. I felt like Biden should have just eliminated whatever he was saying and talked about policies and talked about stuff. But when someone is every minute you open your mouth to say something, at that point, at the beginning, Biden tried to like talk about the numbers and talk about this, but at some point, he just got feisty and just said, "Shut up." Will you shut up? Like it felt. I felt like, when someone is such a bully and they bully you to the bone, like they bully you to, like, for me, I get it. Biden should have done better, and I'm also of the opinion that he should have prepared better. He should have just shut him off. But for me, just like Atiku and Buhari doing debates, I didn't expect so much from Biden that he was just frustrated. Like, it's like I should be talking now, and he should talk down on me several times. He threw in his son, saying, "Oh, his son is a drug addict." He said that someone gave. I'm like, Trump. And the funny thing is that he thought he was smart when they asked him, "Okay, so you want to cut off Obamacare, which you've been saying since you got in since 2016, right? What policies have you put in place? What is supposed to take over it? We have things in place. What is the thing?" He said, "Abusing Biden." And I'm like, you already know this guy. I felt Biden should have just come and talk about the things he was gonna do. So once he said all is rubbish, you would have just said, this is what my party is going to do. This is what my party is going to do. But when you're around a bully, girl,
Anyways, now he has coronavirus.
I feel it's the oaks.
You do?
I feel it's the oaks. I feel like he doesn't want to. They're looking for something to kind of channel the old talk from the white supremacist thing to that. I feel the. I don't believe he
I
has.
You know what? I will not even be surprised, but
Allegedly,
I'm
yes, you
I'm one
allegedly.
of I'm one of those people that I don't really believe in all these conspiracy theories. So I'm most likely to take what is given, except, you know, I don't know. I think that, because I think it's such a risky move to make, considering the fact that his rhetoric towards coronavirus, right?
No, I get
Not
it.
wearing a mask, all his rallies,
Og,
eh,
you will do everything. Yeah.
and so, I mean, because he wants to be distracted, I don't think it's a good strategy. But anyways,
It has died down the old white supremacist thing. Yeah, died down everything about debates. It's now the COVID they're talking about. So it could be true, and it could just be a good narrative to change the headlines. That's
because
what I feel.
I don't see it working in his favor. I don't see it working in
It
his
will
favor.
not, but we get sympathy votes. It will.
Sympathy vote.
It is a better poison than the white supremacist thing.
I
To be very
like.
sincere,
I don't think
he
so. I
doesn't care, but his party does though.
I don't
So
I don't think so, because, like, do you know what it means for a president, the president of the United States, to be said? It's a national security. Like, it's now they're doing everything possible to show us that he's okay. He just has mild symptoms, because it's a national crisis. Stock markets will crash. It didn't crash today, sir. There are so many effects. I think is like, are you really sure that? Anyways,
whatever. The one I want to talk about, guys, the other headline that has been going on for the last how many weeks now is the Dr. Dre divorce. And I don't know, the wife wants 2 million a month for spousal allowance.
um, like, okay, I'm reading the comments on YouTube. Okwa says, like, who believes millennia spent enough time with him to have contacted COVID at the same time.
But
I
she could have. If he does have it, she could have. She could have.
I get what you're saying, but I'm even saying like because of the campaign rallies, right? To a lot of,
Yeah, she just thinks the ops too.
anyways. Well, I just think it's too risky. I mean, it's like 30. Is it 30 days? I mean, 31 days to election.
Yep.
It means that he will not be able to campaign. You know, uh, w- I mean, there's not going to be any debate again, obviously, because he has to, except they
Yeah.
decide
No, they can't
to
do anything
do.
with it because next day was supposed to be next week.
No, I think that's vice president.
Yeah, the one no, there's one. Okay, that was for FFM, but they were trying to get one for him to do it at the town hall, and that's what Biden said. And he came out the next day and said Biden is running away from the debate, and I'm like, Trump, how do you?
Anyways, honestly, for once, today I was just thinking about it, that I was just thanking God that thank God the US was not an option for me, because I don't know, it just sounds like you have to be. It sounds like a civilized
Mess.
mess. Like
That's the only thing
it's
I say.
it's I it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyway, you're talking about Dr. Dre's divorce.
And for me, so they I believe they had a prenup before, and now they all like everything just went. They just canceled or they stopped. Or yeah, I think they canceled it, and now they're going back and forth about it. But the question now is this: do you think? I don't know if we have. So for whatever religion you are in, as a Christian or as a Muslim, would you have a prenuptial agreement with your partner? Dami, as a brand, will you have a prenuptial agreement with your partner before you get married? Because what happened now is that now they're trying to find a loophole in their divorce case from the wife side, because people are claiming that it's $2 million per
I
month.
think they've already settled. She didn't win.
They've not even settled
I think they
because
settled today. I got the notification on my phone. Yeah.
as I yesterday afternoon, what they were still on was the 800 million, because he's worth $800 million, right?
Mhm.
And because she took some money from they both siphoned some money somewhere allegedly. Um, but the issue now is me. I'm looking at the angle of the prenuptial agreement. Do you think that as a Christian it's right to do that, or do you think that you shouldn't even have that going? Number two is, if you're already used to a particular lifestyle as a lady before marriage, do you think that when you're married you should reduce your standard because of the kind of person you're married to? What do you think?
Okay. So with prenuptial agreement, I do not. I don't buy into it. I just think that is already setting yourself up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
If you're already thinking about like me, like I don't buy into it.
Okay.
At least there's no argument that has been said that makes sense to me for it. Actually, there's a funny story that I can't remember who told me or where I heard this story, but there was this woman that this couple, her husband made her sign, wanted her to sign the prenup. She didn't want to sign it. He made her. She convinced her. She signed it, and in their marriage, she came into some money from an inheritance, like stupid money kind of a thing. And then they were going to get a divorce. And the guy was saying that they should annul their prenup. And so it became like a whole thing that he said he's not going to give her a divorce until the prenup is annulled. So I think that I don't know, it's just setting it's really setting yourself up for failure. It's giving yourself an option. Um Even if, to be sincere, there's always an option out of marriage. Like, before, or as our parents always tell us, once you get married, there's no option. That's it. Don't call us. Don't do this. But in actual fact, there are options. If when there are serious cases, of whatever. But
Domestic
I
violence and
yeah,
maltreatment.
domestic, yes. And so To be honest, I prenup is not for me. It's not something that I want to do. And I think that if my husband or my husband to be presents that, then I don't think we should get married, because it means that you don't trust me, and it means that you think that um I'll be out to get you. I don't pray to ever get to the point that I hate somebody that's I don't know. I don't know. It's just I can't comprehend it. Maybe it's because I'm not in that position, but it's not something that I'm interested in.
Okay, so for our listeners, what do you feel about this? What do you think? What's your own answer? I also I'm of the same opinion as you. I feel like if both of you have worked together, there is a covenant both of you have um put, like you've already had that whatever in your mind when you got married, and you've had that covenant, you've before God and before man. And I feel like for some people, they say they want to protect the family business. I've heard different excuses, which okay. um but if someone is truly suffering in marriage, will the thought of having to pay alimony really deter you from them from filing for divorce? Oh, okay. For some people, for domestic violence, I first say get out of that environment. And I remember that even when I had Pastor B on the show, I think 2 years ago, it was the same thing. She said, first get out of that space, because there are times where the next story is what we're going to talk about, which is the pastor that killed his wife in the US, and she was not even living with him in the house. He went to her workplace to kill her. People, so that's some risky business. But to be very sincere with you, I feel like some people just kind of put up that mask of, oh, let's have a prenup to kind of just shield themselves from whatever it is that's gonna happen in the marriage without the place of trust. And for some people it could be family pressure also, um different reasons. And on the other side of it is, if you already have a standard, okay, um what if this is a second marriage for a widow that has kids and assets from the first marriage, that is inheritance for the children from that marriage? So what you do is to make sure that your instead of putting your spouse as your next of kin and next of whatever, you put it under your kid's name. So you buy a land on your kid's name. You protect, you shield yourself. If you feel like maybe the spouse is feeling like, oh, you don't have trust, you don't have whatever, the way you can protect yourself is to put it under your kid's name. It's even though the government will tax you a little bit more because it's not your partner, but you could save yourself that headache. So if it's
No,
from
I even think that there are ways with that, like you can put it in trust,
yeah, but there are some properties that if you bought them, just I understand Chinamso's question, right?
Mm.
That's why I'm saying that yes, even with Canadian laws, you can actually have it. If you feel like you're not comfortable with that, you can always tell the partner that the reason why I want a prenuptial agreement is because these properties. Do you understand? Because basically, what they are sharing is what you both have had in the marriage. So you can't kind of join that one. So if you feel like the person will want to play a sneaky move, that's why I said put it under the kid's name or draw a contract where but I feel like all that is a little
Okay,
bit
let's not even. I feel like let's because now we're even talking about law. Let's talk about instances where um I know the generation of our parents did this a lot. The women had like separate accounts, separate money that they were saving up somewhere,
yeah.
money that they were putting away, right, just in case of anything. So and it was very, very common. It was very, very common in their generation, especially with the women, to have like a separate account. I know of people that once their husband had issues, I think this is particularly my mentor, her dad, when he had issues and Amrabas came to their house, it was his wife's house that they had to move in. So it was her mom's house that they had to move in. He did not know that this woman had been saving up. Not that she was stealing money from him or anything, but she was saving up. She had built house in a whole bagada, you know. And I've seen that happen with so many of their generation. In fact, they would advise us, I know aunties, including my mom, that have said, make sure you have your own, like save something that your husband does not know about. And that's because, like, for most men in their generation, they were impulsive. They always had a business idea, they always had this, that they would put.
Not just that. I think for that generation, it was more or less like there was always a woman issue. There was always a woman, a child outside the home, a
No,
whatnot.
I don't think so. I
For
don't think
most
it was
of them,
necessarily the case.
if you go back and go and dig deep, they won't tell you bulk of it, because now that when they open up, they tell you that was part of the reasons. And for some, that, like you said, it could be an husband that doesn't keep money, right? He spends everything. He doesn't save for the future. He doesn't save for kids. So the woman will do all that. But I feel when there is transparency between both of you, right? Except if it's something that you've already, like, been transparent, and this man doesn't hear word. You like, okay, so different strokes for different folks. Some people, even our age mates, believe in joint accounts, right?
Hmm.
Where you put joints, both everybody's resources, the resources in the house, what they call it, they put everybody's resources in that account, right? And everybody
Hmm.
has their personal one, right? Now, what happens most times that causes women to do that? Um, yes, I feel transparency is important. I agree with you, Chinam. So, but the thing is, I recommend have your separate accounts, and you can have a joint family account. But the issue for most men then, and to be very sincere, I knew some of them that they had this joint account, but the husband behind the wife's back went to the bank and withdrew the money. I don't know how he did it, to be very sincere. I don't know how he did it. Maybe he paid the teller. I don't know how. Maybe he paid the bank officer. He withdrew all the money and he went to do a business and siphoned the money. So when it was time for the kids' school fees, they had zero naira. Right. So a lot of people, out of lack of trust, out of past experience or past hurt, the women do those things to take care of their children. I know one woman that she had five girls. She had two girls or five girls, and the husband said he wanted a boy, and he sent her out of the house. Then she was already seeing traces and tendencies of this guy having side chicks, right? And she said, you know what? To save my children, let me start building this house. So that if anything happens, so for her, she had seen the signs, she had seen the red flag, she had seen everything. And when it was time, when everything almost scattered up, the man sent her out of the house. When he sent her out of the house, she packed her children and they went to the house she had built. Now the man went to marry this other wife from the village.
Do
And
people
guess
still
what?
do that?
Guess what?
But girl,
The new wife had five girls.
well, it's not.
This is not a movie. I know the man. And she had five girls again. So I feel like it's just lack of trust. Like I said, have your separate accounts. Both of you know, okay, this amount is going to our children's savings, is going to our children's what they call it, is going to the family business, or it's going to the family like it's just like if we had I wish Fikaya was here, right? Fikaya would have given us more whatever for like talking about stuff like that, you understand? But I would say do what works for your home. Whatever works for your home, do it. If joint account doesn't work for your home, don't kill yourself over joint account. If separate account works, but like a pastor of mine would say, and one of these days when we're talking about money, I think that we will have him. And guess what? He is a business and he's a financial whatnot. And he says this thing. He said, I don't mind you both not having a joint account as long as you have joint hearts. And I think that's one of the most important things that we don't have in our generation that is making us have a lot of broken homes. let's have the same heart. Let's both of us know that Dami is coming to the show and she's wearing green and I'm wearing pink. Like, let everybody know what is in everybody's purse. So you should be able to come to my account and open the computer and say, oh, Anu has $500 in her account and nobody should die, right? It shouldn't be that, oh, you have $500. Oh, when did you have $500? How did you? No, 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 no. Everybody already knows there's transparency. So I think that will settle all this rancor, right? That's what I feel.
Hmm. Anyways, I think we should do that. We should honestly talk about finance and relationship extensively.
Yeah.
And we should probably get like Fikayo or somebody to come
Yeah,
to
we'll get someone from like an older generation and like a someone in our generation to actually talk
yeah
about
to,
and let's see each perspective. But I feel like they both will probably come on the same page. I just want to note that down that you said.
anyways, moving on to the next topic, the Ghanaian pastor in the US that
Pastor.
that
Please don't call
killed his wife. Now, first of all, I have a problem that I feel like we need to talk about it. Why are people so quick to call people men and women of God? Wait, why are they quick to call them mommy and daddy? Like what? Like like
Mrs. Matoko will say, I'm not your mommy, yo. Your mommy is
no, no,
now.
no. See, let me tell you something. Let me tell
No,
you
so
something.
there's a
I
problem.
don't have a problem calling Pastor Fatokon mommy and daddy because one, it comes with experience. They have proven themselves to be our parents, like as spiritual oversight as youths. Do you understand what I mean? But there's this young pastor that I know. Young, it can't be more than let's say he's even 2 years older than me. Let's dashing. All the people, mommy, dad, and I look at that, and people are so like, why? Like, it comes with the experience. Being a like,
Someone
how
saying the
can
sound is echoing. I don't know why it's how that is echoing because I can't hear it. Maybe okay, I can hear a little bit from when I'm talking
like
now.
I'm all muted, like everything is muted. The only thing on my that's on is my Instagram. So maybe you should do the same.
That's the only thing here because I'm using the mic. I'm not even using the speaker here. I can't hear any echoes.
Looks like you're echoing. So it's me that is echoing. I don't know what else I can do. Okay, let me.
Okay, now I can hear what people are saying. Oh yeah, yes, Dami.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's echoing. I can hear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, how many minutes do we have? We have 7 minutes, man. Oh my god,
Is
guys.
it better now?
I can see a tiny bit, but we're enjoying ourselves, guys. Pardon us. That's why you should jump on the YouTube. Jump on the YouTube so that we
We'll,
can
we'll, we'll fix this. We'll,
we'll
we'll
fix it.
we'll figure out what the problem
I
is.
think it's just cause of two main
Two mics.
yeah, I think it's just cause two mics. Because what
Yeah,
I did was
I'm so
just
sorry
one
about that. We'll
line
fix.
through one
And
mic.
so the thing about it is that it's not that I'm not coming for their anointing or anything, but something like to be a spiritual parent, it comes with experience
And responsibility.
and comes with responsibility. Like it's not just to be shouting, Papa, we hear you, Mama, right down. Like I'm just like so me like yes, I would call Pastor Fatoko a father. I would call Pastor PK because they've
They are
actually
fathers.
do you understand what I mean? And this is
Yeah.
not even about them being biological fathers. This is that based on their experience. But somebody that like I mean, so again, because this man is relatively honestly is yeah business me because I see that a lot. Like, oh daddy, happy birthday, daddy, and you're looking at oh the dad and you're looking
Baby
at
has
the dad
replied to you.
right on mama, like seriously. Because why that is very, very dangerous, is that it puts you in trouble. It puts you, and I see this all the time. Being someone that works with um pastors, I've seen that they have to be deliberate in being humble.
Hmm.
They have to be extreme. These are men of God, seasoned men of God, oh, and women of God. They have to be deliberate in being humble because we are humans. It just takes one person coming to say, Anu, Anu, as you told me that day that I should not take left, I took right. And true, I took right. And I met somebody that gave me 1 million. And you two will not be, it takes the grace of God. You will not be feeling that, it's me that said something. It's me that it's hey, I look at our generation and I'm just like shaking my head. Because to be sincere, I feel like with this man, I didn't really read too much into his story and whatnot because it was it was really, really sad.
No,
But I
so
think
what happened? So what happened was, I think that he had been. Some people said he already. So this is the first thing, and I know we have just 4 minutes on Instagram, or maybe 2 minutes, if I don't know how many minutes. Um, but this is the first bet. Please, sisters, brothers, if you see any sign of abuse in your partner, in your fiancé, in your boyfriend, in your friendship, please, either you address it and move off that, or just run away from that relationship. That's the first thing I want to address. Please, no matter who the person, no matter how rich or wealthy the person is, please first run away. First run away. Because this slippery road that people believe that they can change another human being,
I
like,
should say this too. Let me add to that before you continue. Is that if you even feel yourself being, because again, it's not about my concern with all the time when we tell the victim to go away is that a lot of times we don't even address the perpetrator, right? In the sense that if you feel like you're this person that is getting angry and you have no control of
oh,
your
I'm
emotions,
going there. Remember
seek
People by Jonathan
help.
McReynolds?
Seek help. Seek help. If you find yourself getting angry unnecessarily, seek help. Don't let it get to the point that you now actually kill somebody. Everybody will now be saying, but he was the daddy of the church, or he was things like that. Because sometimes you think about that, how did it get to this point? How did, I mean, there have been different situations. Seek help. Don't be ashamed. See, it's better for you to, the shame that you're looking at, whatever the shame is,
Mhm,
eh, it cannot be worse than going to jail or killing somebody.
mhm.
So deal with it. You know, Sorry, I just wanted to say that because I feel like there are people that also get really angry. There are people that don't have control of their emotions and they don't know what to do. Because when we tell people, oh, the victim to leave, somebody else will come. Because usually those people, they are even the ones that are the quickest people to find other relationship.
Yeah.
There's one person that I know that he he's a very, very violent person, right? Actually beat up somebody, his ex-girlfriend, everything and all that. She left, she's scarred by it, but he's married now, you know. So again, is that those people always find, but that problem is never resolved. So it might
No, and that's why I'm going to Chinam. So the reason why I said that, and the what I call it, the People by Jonathan McReynolds, I think that everyone needs to listen to it, because everybody loves that song except when it gets the part where he said, "Forgive me when I'm one of those people." A lot of times, some of these things a lot of time things we accuse other people of are things we do, right? So like Dami already addressed that. So I won't piggyback on that, but I wanted to address it through that particular song. Number two is, I feel like that man had a mental issue before now. And other couple of people that were close to him one time or the other said he started reading some books, heresy books. He started associating himself with people that they were not preaching the truth of the word of God and all that. So to be very sincere, there were those signs. But the unfortunate thing was, the issue even started. I don't even think the issue started from when, because if you see the video that was trending, even when he was beating her and her brother was holding her, she was still begging them, right? Sisters, brothers, your self esteem, your self value isn't tied to anyone. I don't care how much the person has, I don't care the person's status, right? Check yourself, check and be sure that you are not even a convener of toxicity. Let's use that word, because some of us, when we get angry, nobody can control us, and you're always proud to say that when I'm angry,
Nobody
right,
can talk to me
nobody can talk to me. You are a
when
demon.
I'm
You are a
when I'm
demon. You
angry.
are a karashika. I am telling you, nobody. When a man doesn't have a mentor, or a woman doesn't have someone that she's accountable to, run for your dear life. And if you yourself, you don't have anyone, and God bless Ope, she said, well, that's why I think that any serious pastor or person, for that matter, should still have people they are accountable to, not just God, right? Because unfortunately, that woman was still begging for him. And I'm like, what? And a lot of sisters also, and I'm going to say this, not trying to look at it that way, but I've seen cases where a lot of sisters enter into this kind of relationships because they're getting old, according to the time clock of another human being that is not happy in their own marriage, but they're pushing you to go and get married. Please, please. Like this thing, it hurt me because I felt like this woman would have lived a beautiful life. People were
She
like,
was
"Oh,
young too.
why
She
did
was
you
like 26, I'd be
why did you
20.
shift this year?" And I'm like, people, he came to our workplace. Don't you get that? Aren't you guys even thinking about the fact that someone could drive, come to the
But you know what? I was going to say this, and I feel like our community, not just us as Africans, but even as blacks, we have been taught to protect our men,
Yep,
and our men don't do the same for us,
that's true.
honestly speaking. Because one of the reasons that this woman did not file, that video that was circulating, that was going around, that her brother and I think her sister-in-law were there. She went to get papers from the house and whatnot. One of the reasons why she did not want to file a restraining order was because he had a green card, and she said that if she did, it would affect his chances of becoming a citizen at the expense of her own life. This is somebody that clearly said it. He told him in the presence of her brother, in the presence of her sister-in-law, said it that if I don't kill your sister, this is someone that made a threat to her life. And over again, we see these things where you hear, we've been told to protect our men, but you hear some of our men say, oh, sorry, I don't date black women. I don't like, it's just, I don't know if is I don't know what kind of thinking,
Some of them
how
don't know
we've
better.
gotten to this point, you know, that it feels
Some of
like
them don't know better, Dami. Some of them feel like, because I remember that there was a particular day when they were talking about feminism. I think it was on Simi's show, right? And one of the guys said, to be very sincere, I believe in all the values that feminism stands for, but I can't just see myself getting involved with all that. So for him, it's not like he doesn't know better, but he just feels like, what's my business? If I jump on it, ooh, even amongst men, there is that segregation when you support women a lot, they start to paint you black. Do you
no,
get?
I just think that it just really hurts to see that time and time. And I've seen this too. This the same couple that I was talking about. The girl didn't want to press charges because she felt, oh, he's in his final year. If I do that, he will get you. And why? This is somebody that did not think about the consequences when he was doing what he was doing. Now that you are at the receiving end, you are the one thinking about the repercussions of what. Like, this is an adult, and I think that our men need to do better in protecting us.
Yeah.
Our men need to do better in standing up for us, because it's it's hard to keep saying these things over and over again. It's sad that women are dying left, right, center. Thank God for, because I someone in the US was telling me that it's pretty popular in the US, especially because
Let me
they
even tell you, I think someone called during one of your view shows, and the lady said that I think she's a social worker, and she said even when they file the restraining order, some crazy people will still hunt their spouses down. So, like I said, before you see, let's cut your courtship days is not for I love you, you love me, you love me, I love you. Let's go to the movies. It's not just for that. Look at those traits. There are some things that you won't see to be very sincere, but when it comes to abuse, except if you're just lying to yourself, it's only if you're lying to yourself. But even if she got a restraining order, a killer will find. Yeah, I feel like something snapped in his head, and it's so sad. I was wondering how would the restraining order help. I became this. It is the truth. Some people will just still do that. But like I said, before you get married, sisters, brothers, someone that shouts. I heard one that he beats his own mom before marriage, and the girl was like, "Eh, maybe the mother what she's doing is wrong." And I'm like, sister, if he can beat his own mother, if he can shout at his own mother, he's going to kill you. Forget it. If he can treat you like trash, if he can treat his own family like trash, and you think that he won't do the same thing to you, so please, before you get into, before you do take the ring, before you say I do, before you all those things, the wedding always looks glamorous. Everything it's only you and this man that'll be alone in the house. And social media mock up is very nice. Everybody will do flick makeup, everybody will look fine, everybody will peng, but they will never tell you what they're going through. They will not. So please, I've been trying for the last how many days. I actually want to see if I can do a sit down with my mom by tomorrow. She's been for 34 years. I want to ask her, what are the things you've learned in 34 years? What are the things that should be our own take home? Because a lot of us, we can do better if our parents can literally tell us the truth about what they passed through. A lot of them just told us, your daddy was this, oh, your mommy was this, oh, and they will cream everything for you, but it is when we now grow older now, they now start telling the truth on how they were the one that did this. And I'm like, why didn't you just tell us then?
I
Because we
think that they
never
just didn't think that we had it in us to handle it. Because I had the same, um, I had the same conversation even with my dad. Like recently, I was talking to him. I grew up comfortable. Like we grew up very comfortable. And the thing about it, I went to the best schools. I went to Vivian Fowler. I went to Life. Like my dad did everything for us, and anything that we asked for,
Hmm,
as far as he felt like we needed it, he provided.
hmm,
And it was not until recent that I understood the price of what he was paying. Like until I realized there was a time that I was being a brat. I wanted a car so bad. He bought me the car. And it was not until I realized that this man was coming at a serious cost to him.
hmm.
But because it felt like he's our father. So I was telling him, you should have just told us, I don't have the money. And so again, I think that for their generation it was a bit different. I'm not sure if, like, I don't know how they handled the information, if they were truly honest with us and said, okay, well, this is what we have, this is what we don't have, this is, but for him, I think because it meant that being a good parent for him, because he didn't have, meant that he provided for his family. That was My dad could have given us his blood if we needed it. If we needed to go to black market, we could have. If I wanted my dad's kidney, he would have given us. So I think that, okay. I think the echo is me. Continue talking. I'll fix it. So
Okay. I think someone is will soon round up because my Oga is calling me. So for how would I call it? For the question that you asked, how do we fit reconciliation in this issue? I think that when it comes to things like that, because we look at David's own, it was just David, the person that David sent. to make sure Uriah was where he was, and Prophet Nathan and God that knew, right? So I think that it is key that in our own case, when it comes to stuff like that, let's there are some cut, like as a Christian, I feel like I don't know how I would do it. I don't know, because I know that there was a particular woman that did reconciliation, right? When it came to a drunk guy killing our entire family. For those that have not read the book, it's called Beauty for Ashes by Tai Komi, right? And she forgave him. So I think it's the Holy Spirit that can help you to reconcile and to forgive and let go. I was hearing a case on the radio today, and this person killed this 16-year-old girl, and they made him go get out on bail. And I am still in shock about that. But all these things happen, and the reason why I'm saying this is because we're gonna wrap up now. um but I think to piggyback on what you just asked, I think reconciliation is only done when healing has happened. When you can't be made whole, because that person can be restored back to you if you've lost a person. But I feel like when it comes to like us in our day-to-day lives, when someone has really hurt us, when someone has done something as even as vile as rape and stuff like that, I would say heal first, and then you can now say, okay, you know what, next stop, I'm going to have this person sit down with this person and have this conversation. But to be very sincere, if you've not healed, you can't reconcile anything. To be very sincere, Uriah died. There's nobody apart from the person that he sent to make sure that Uriah was dead, and Uriah himself. And I don't believe that Bathsheba knew that that was how she became David's wife, right? And it was only David that knew. I don't think that David was transparent enough to say, my wife, let me tell you the truth, is that I got you, right? And see how we got Abigail. David was just one guy that his second name was just Mercy, right? And God just loved him, and God just saw some things. But there's so many sacrifices he has made. His child went to it. There's so many things like that. So I think that healing should first take place. Being healed thoroughly, then we can move on that. We can't hear you. No, we can't hear you. Let's just round up so that even if the echo comes on, we can go. But guys, thank you for tuning in today. I'm happy that we're having this conversation. Please, the essence of having this platform that we're using now is to have you guys come on the platform and come talk with us. So it's upbringing. What else will you end up believing when all you've seen is women being treated as second class citizens all your life? Which is true. So please, let's do better as women, as men. Let's do better in whatever it is that we're doing. It's quite important. so we'll do that next week. I've written it down. So healing and reconciliation, we're going to do that next week. But thank you very much, guys. So like we said, we having all these multiple platforms. It's for all of y'all. Please let's come join in. Let's come have these conversations on the platform. Let's come have this talk. And if you have topics you want us to discuss, please let us know beforehand so that we can have people that can come around and also discuss with us about it. But thanks to every one of you. Please don't forget to follow us. Please don't forget to follow us on Facebook, on our Twitter, and our Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channels. Thank you very much, every one of you. I am super super grateful, and Dami and I are always grateful to always see all of you support us. Yes, and we are back. We are back. We are back. For conversations, please we'll try to make sure that we start 8 o'clock and we end at 9 o'clock, so that um we don't overstretch our limits on our new orga. We have a new sheriff. We leave you wanting more. So next week we're gonna be and immediately we're gonna do it. I believe Dam is gonna put a flyer out very soon before by the weekend. We're gonna be talking about healing and reconciliation. And please come and tell us your real life. Like, you know us, we are 100% here. We always give it to you. How did you deal with it? How were you able to get through that process? And if you're uncomfortable showing your face, you can just use the avatar and not show us your face and not put your name. We are good by that. And if the same thing in your comments. But thank you very much. God bless you all. God be with you. I pray that this month of October, God will greatly help you. God will cause his face to shine upon you in the name of Jesus. And we love God. So we are going to go dig it on Sunday for Thanksgiving Sunday. Hallelujah. Okay. So, yeah. Well, yeah, we are so grateful. Thanks, guys. God bless you. Subscribe to our channel. We're gonna put the link is in my bio. So the link to our channel is in Dami and I's bio. So first click on Dami's YouTube channel, you subscribe, then click on Anu and Dami's channel and subscribe. So you have 2 subscriptions to do. Subscriptions. All right, guys. God bless you all. Bye.